Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today, especially my new viewers and new subscribers. I really appreciate it. Your kindness, your generosity, your support of my channel has truly been amazing, and I'll never take that for granted. I'm a 57-year-old American who grew tired of the rat race and decided, you know what, I'll pack it all up and move to the Philippines in search of a new life. Well, I found that new life, and I want to share with you my boots on the ground experiences the only way I know how. That's by giving you the nitty gritty. This is exactly what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. Never going to sugarcoat that. Today's subject is all Americans are white and other Filipino misconceptions. You know, my channel, my videos are sometimes inspirational, sometimes motivational, sometimes entertaining, but most of the time they're informative and they're never negative or bashing. And today's vlog goes along those lines. I'm accused a lot of times of generalizing, and you know, I have to say I'm guilty of that, but you know, it goes both ways, and I just want to give you some generalizations that Filipinos have about Americans and foreigners that you should know. I think you should know, because it's going to explain some of the attitudes that they have when you come over here. I'm going to give you an example. I first started coming to the Philippines in 2009, and I'm with the young lady I'm dating, and we're in Cebu, and I think we're at a Sorry store. I can't remember where we were, but a young lady came up and asked me, she says, "Are you a Negro?" And you know, I hadn't heard that name in so long. I mean, it threw me off. I was shocked. I was like, just for a split second, I was about to go off, but I said, no, I'll use this as a teaching moment. So I said, if Filipinos are from the Philippines, and Japanese are from Japan, and Chinese are from China, where are Negroes from? It's a true story. This is what she said. From Nigeria. Okay, and I said to myself, you know, I laughed about it, and I said, well, you know, I'll give you that. And I forgot all about it. Well, a couple of days later, we're on our way to the province of the young lady. It's a deep province, a little place called Luwigan. It's beautiful, though. They live right there on the ocean, white sand as far as you can see it. And I guess it's the biggest city would be Bislig City that's nearby. But then there's Managua. So we get the hotel in Managua, and it's a 45-minute pump boat ride from Managua to Luwigan. I mean, this is one of the most remote places I've ever been in my life. And these little pump boats, because her father was a fisherman, we're out on the open sea in this thing. I mean, you're talking about feeling tiny. We were. Where before we came, the hotel was selling, you know, they sold Tanduay, but this Tanduay was like a special bottle. It was round. And I said, you know, I'm going to make a special impression on them when I get over here. So I bought it. It was like 350 pesos. A lot of money back in 2009. So we get to the province, and I present the bottle to them. And him and his friends, they sitting around drinking, and they're speaking in their language. You know, I don't understand it, obviously. And I asked the girl, I said, you know, what are they saying? She said, they want to know, where are you from? And I said, well, I'm from America. I'm an American. And they were shocked. I mean, you could hear a pin drop in that whole little kubo, the little house they were building. It was about 6 or 7 men sitting around drinking. You could have heard a pin drop. And, you know, and they said some stuff back and forth. And I said, what are they saying? And they said, they thought I was from Nigeria. And I'm like, why Nigeria? I said, as big as Africa is, why do people always think I'm from Nigeria? I'm not from Zimbabwe. I'm not from Rhodesia. Any of the places, you know, South Africa, Morocco. It's always Nigeria. And she said, because we thought that all Americans are white. And I was like, wow. I said, haven't you ever heard of Michael Jackson? Of course we have. What about Kobe Bryant? Of course we have. But what it was, the people had never, ever met a black American before in person. And it's even like that today. You know, me and John were talking about it, because see, that's why I'm making my vlog today instead of on Monday, because we went to the beach and there was no signal there. I was luckily fortunate enough to get a 3G signal. That's when I gave you my announcement that I'm rescheduling it for tomorrow. But John said the same thing. He said people see him with his red hair and freckles. They want to touch him. They want to feel his arm. Well, was that particular time. And I was shocked. I was like, wow, this is the 21st century. And yeah, Filipinos thought that all Americans are white. And if you don't believe me, today we were at the beach. And one of the people, the lady, she's in her 50s, educated professional lady. She said, yeah. She said, back in the day, we all thought Americans were white. And, I just thought y'all get a kick out of that. Imagine that. But something else that is a misconception of Filipinos, and we've all, if you've come over here before, you know this without a doubt, that they think that all foreigners, and, specifically Americans, that we're rich, that we're wealthy, that we have a lot of money. Now, I'm going to be on their side for just a second. Now, in Filipino terms, you do have a lot of money, but it's best that you go ahead and be honest, especially because most of us, we're not rich. Most of us are not wealthy. But in their society, we do have a lot of money because we have more than them. It's best that you go ahead and tell them up front. We were talking about that today, and John said, no, me or Calvin, neither one of us are rich. We're middle class, and if we were at home in America, we still have to work. And it's best that you tell it to them like that and try to give them some comparisons, because if you don't, everywhere you go, they're going to expect you to pay for it. They'll expect you to buy everything, It's just how it is, just like today we went to the beach. I paid for the van. John paid for the I want to say I don't know what you would call it, but where everybody, I'm going to say the table. It's really not the table, but what you rent, like the hut that you rent. And he paid their entrance fees in. I mean, not once did they ever ask to contribute or anything, because they take for granted that, yeah, we're Americans, you're going to have to pay. So if you're new and you're coming over here and you see that they act like that, this is just a misunderstanding that they have. Go ahead and be humble and let them know, look, I'm not rich. I'm middle class in my country. If I was at home, I'd have to work. So that's something else that they think we're all rich. They think we're all wealthy. And I guess in their society, we do have extra money. The third thing that I want to talk about today is Filipinos think when they see a foreigner over here, especially a man, that he's coming over here for a woman. He's coming over here for sex. He's a sex pet. And I don't care, you can ask 100 Filipinos and they'll all say that. If they won't say it, they're thinking it. But yet, they're terribly wrong. We're only a small fraction of the people, the foreigners who come over here looking for women. The rest of them, they're students, they're employees, they're business workers, they're families on vacation. Yeah, if you go to certain places, especially these tourist areas, you will see foreign couples either by themselves or with their families. They're on vacation. Yeah, they come over here for vacation. And you see real retirees here. They're too old. They're not even thinking about being with a woman. So we're way down the scale with that. But, of course, you're going to get that label. This is a misconception that they have. Now, it wasn't a misconception about me, but foreigners in general, it is a misconception because it's a lot of them. And just recently, there was a headline in the newspaper, and I got a lot of emails about it, messages. Hey, did you see where the Philippines is reopened for foreigners? Well, guys, you have to understand, not tourists, okay? Not international tourists. These are foreigners who have certain visas. Maybe a SRRV visa, maybe a 13A, Balikbayan, student visa, work visa, business visa, that sort of thing, guys. See, so there's a lot of more people come over here. They're on mission. They're missionaries. They're on a religious mission. But much more come over here for other things other than sex, other than to meet or marry a woman. And the last thing I want to talk about is Filipinos think that when we come over here, we look down upon them. We think that we're better than them, that we're snobs, in other words. And we're going to come over here and we're going to take advantage of them. See, and that's why a lot of them, they don't trust us. They don't like us. See, because they think that we think that we're better than them, that we look down on them because, you know, a lot of people over here, they live in poverty. They don't earn a whole lot of money. But I always like to tell people, look, Filipinos are not from outer space. They're not aliens. They're human beings just like us. The same blood that runs through their veins runs through ours, believe it or not. And if you really want to get on the good side of Filipinos, it's best that you just come here and act like everybody else. You know, if you're in Rome, do as the Romans do. You know, don't, if they offer you food, oh, I don't eat that. They invite you over to their house. You know, you don't want to come over there because they don't have fancy furniture, or they may live in a bad neighborhood. And, you know, as long as you've vetted the neighborhood and with the people and say, is it okay? Yeah, go on over there. See, this is what I've discovered in my almost 12 years, that Filipinos love it when you just act normal like them, that you don't try to act above them, all right? Because that's what they think. That's why a lot of them don't like us, and that's why a lot of them have the attitudes that they have. See, I just wanted to kind of throw that by you today because I've got a lot of new viewers, I've got a lot of new subscribers, people who've never been over here before. And see, it's always, the onus is always put on us. Oh, well, you can't generalize Filipinos, and oh, you're generalizing Filipinos. But it works both ways. They generalize us too, you know, and probably the worst one of them all is, you know, that we're all sex pets. And we're not. You know, some of us are decent, respectable men. Now, when I came over here, I guess I could be classified as a sex pet because I didn't really know anybody. You know, I didn't know anything about the Philippines. And yeah, I came over here to see a woman, but to be a sex pet, and I'm not a career sex pet, that's not what I am. And those type of generalizations, they're hurtful to me and they're hurtful to a lot of people. So, you know, that's the reason why I have to make a video like this every now and then. You know, kind of get to know the people, kind of get to know the culture both ways, you know, before you start to generalize and say things or think things that are not true. Okay, so yeah, they think all Americans are white. Even though there's Michael Jackson, Kobe Bryant was huge when I came here in 2009. Matter of fact, he came here on one of those tours. He was one of the first Nike representatives to do that tour of Asia. Kobe Bryant, because he was huge over here. But when they met me, I was from Nigeria. You know, of all the places in Africa, it's always Nigeria. And I don't know why, but that's what they thought. And it shocked them when I told them, no, I'm an American. And they said, are you a black American? No, I'm just an American. Number two is they think we all rich, we got money. You know, in their society, I guess we do. You know, let's be fair to them. You know, we do have more, and our money goes further here if we learn how to use it properly. But we're not rich, majority of us, are on a passive income or retirement income of some type. But when you put it into pesos, yeah, and you compare it to what they earn over here, yes. But just be humble. Let them know, hey, I'm not rich in my country. If I was in my country, I'd have to work, which a lot of us would. I know I would. You know, $1,400 every month is not going to go anywhere in my neighborhood. When I came over here in 2008, my rent was $940. So you take that out of $1,400, I ain't got much left for anything else. And then you got to realize it was in the winter. So my my gas bills was something like $300 to $400. So that's it right there. Now I'm starving. Okay. The third thing is they think we're sex pets. Anytime they see a foreigner over, you're either sex pet or you come over here to date or marry a Filipino, when that's the farthest thing from the truth. We're the smallest amount of tourists that actually come over here. The majority of people come over here, they're students, they're workers, they're missionaries, on a religious mission, the business owners, the families that come over here on vacation. They're real retirees. The men like me who come over here to meet a Filipino and, to date them or marry them, we're a small percentage, but when they see you, that's what they think. And the last and certainly not least is they think we're snobs. They think we look down our noses at them, that they're inferior because maybe our standard of living is a little better than where we come from. I talked about number two. Maybe we have a little bit more money than they have. Maybe our clothes are better. But see, the same blood that runs through the Filipino runs through us, guys. And the best way to get rid of that misconception is to treat people the way they want to be treated. Okay? It's to, when you come here, you're in Rome, act as the Romans do. Try to fit right in. Act just like a normal Filipino, man. They will love you for it. So thank you for stopping by today. I really, really appreciate it. If you're in America, it's early. You're about to get up. You're going to go to work, get your cup of coffee, get a newspaper, go to the grocery store. If you see somebody out on the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a couple of dollars. In the Philippines, it's already late. It's 6:30. It's dark outside. I hope you were able to help somebody today because I did. There's not a day goes by that I don't intentionally go out and help somebody. That's just how it is over here. The pandemic has done a whammy over here as it's done around the world. And John had to remind me of that today. Not only has it affected students here, because we were talking about schools, but everybody's lives around the world. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time. My live stream will be Monday morning, 9:30 GMT Filipino time. So that would be 9:30 Sunday night. I had to switch them around because we went to the beach. There was no signal. I was lucky enough to get a 3G just in the nick of time to warn everybody that my live stream will be tomorrow. So thank you so much. Take care, everybody.